Out with the old and in with the new at West Ham as David Moyes is sacked. And the real football fairy tale of this season continues after Dortmund knocked PSG out the Champions League. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to Foot in Mouth. Ethan, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Obviously, United are not looking great. We've had a lot of time off. Firstly, we do apologize. We haven't done an episode in like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. On that note, shout out Ronlin, home now, friend of the show.
And we also went to Comic Con. Friend of the show, Comic Con.
Friend of the show,
It was a lot of fun. We went last year as well. As you could probably see behind us.
Yeah. There's just Funko Pops galore
and
now.
there's Arsenal flag.
Arsenal that I got a Comic Con.
But yeah, so we have taken some time off. Do you want to start with the West Ham news?
Obviously, yeah, the West Ham news is pretty big. David Moyes has been sacked. I think everybody kind of saw it coming. The big question, obviously, is whether or not it's a bit harsh. Maybe not so much the sacking, but just in terms of the manner around it. Like I've seen, I think it was Paul Merson saying like he thinks that, Moyes won this club a trophy. Like it should have been a little bit more respectful the way the fans went about it and all that. But what do you think?
I've heard mixed things because I've also heard that it was a mutual thing.
Yeah, I think between Moyes and I think it's more just in terms of how Moyes has been treated this season. Like I know results were bad, but it's like damn.
Because I've heard that there was apparently an offer for him to stay. And
really?
I think logically though,
it makes sense.
I think he knows that they don't want him there. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
And also like West Ham are kind of at a point now where he hasn't fully like tanked. You know what I mean? Like if he leaves now, another team would still take him.
Yep.
Like I think Everton would take him. There's a lot of those bottom of the table teams that I'm sure would love David Moyes.
Very true.
So I think he's left before his stock has completely tanked, which is a good thing for him.
It's a good time for him to go. And again, he won them a trophy, bro. So he leaves with quite a good CV. Regardless of how this season
I'm getting
turns
emotional.
out.
He does, but another thing, like he is a good manager. He's gotten West Ham to this point where they are looking to better the football because the issue is more so I think West Ham fans don't like the way West Ham are playing.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I mean, they did decent in the Europa this year. They lost to Leverkusen, but I mean that's Leverkusen.
Again, they're undefeated.
Yeah. So and you can't blame them as well. Moyes is the type of manager to like stabilize a team. Yes. Whether he's the type of manager to take you to the next level, it's not known yet. Yeah. And I can't blame a team like West Ham for wanting someone who they think will get into the next level. Yeah. It could very easily backfire. Like very easily. They've
already pulled in the new guy, obviously.
Yeah, we'll get into Lopetegui now, whatever his fucking name is. But it does make sense. And I like I said, although in my opinion, as a non-West Ham fan, I do think they have kind of done him dirty because I think Moyes has done a lot for this team.
Yeah.
But obviously, like as a West Ham fan, you can't blame a team for wanting to do better.
Makes sense.
Moyes clearly isn't the type of dude who's going to get you like... He's going to get you... I mean, clearly he's gotten them to Europe. He's gotten them a title. But also, like... It is tough when you look at West Ham losing their best player in Declan Rice. You know what I mean? You even if I know Kudus is good, who else did they sign? Paqueta, Alvarez, the defender. I know they signed some good players.
They've got some good players.
But
Ward-Prowse is good as well.
Ward-Prowse, they signed him as well. But you're not going to replace someone he was literally the captain. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be tough to replace a player with that much. And I mean, you're seeing what he's doing at Arsenal right now. He's incredible. So it is going to be hard to replace that type of player. So you can't expect them to do as good as they did last season, obviously winning the Europa, whatever, all that shit. But again, they didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
It is just tough when you see them like get smacked up. What they lost like 5-0 now the other day. So it is bad to see them get smacked up like that. But at the end of the day, Moyes has done more than what I think a lot of people expected.
For sure, bro. I mean, the fact that he won a European trophy just not even a full year ago.
Yeah, it's massive.
Like, that's something that Arsenal fans would kill for right now, bro. And like, also with he himself admitted in the one interview he gave when they asked him what is the topsy-turvy form down to. You said we lost the best midfielder in England. It makes a difference. Like you pointed out, you can buy 4 players to try and fill the gap of that one, but when that one was your captain, your talisman, He was West Ham, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it absolutely must have sucked that they lost him, and he did. I think West Ham reinvested the money quite smartly, because
I think
those
I think
players
so
that you
too.
listed off are they definitely going to get the club some mega bucks if they do end up selling them, or the next guy to come in like Lopetegui. I'm not sure how to say his name. Lopetegui. He's got some really nice players to build around. You know, he doesn't have a shit show to start with. He got some players. I mean, Man City obviously still interested in Paqueta. They obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if they go back in for him. I don't know how it's going to work out for them FFP wise. I don't know how it's going to work out for them in general going forward. But yeah, if they can keep a hold of these players and not lose another Declan Rice type, I think it's like you said, they're not at the bottom of the battle.
No,
they
they're
just want to elevate, and I
Yeah.
think they've got the players to get there. They just need a manager with the ideas, and they also need the players fit consistently.
And like I said, you can't blame a team for wanting to take that next step.
Not at all, bro. Not
They've-
at all.
With Moyes, they've been so
Well,
consistent.
Moyes was there for like 5 seasons,
Yeah,
maybe.
they've been so consistent in this spot. Obviously, the Europa win as well. You would like a team like that to be able to take the next step. They should be fighting for like top 5 and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he should basically have West Ham where he was with Prime Everton.
Yeah.
Where you constantly that 6th place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like constantly there or thereabouts.
And whether Lopetegui's the guy, I don't know. Lopetegui, he managed Spain. I think he managed Madrid.
No, I have no idea. I don't think Real Madrid.
But I think he did manage Spain at one point. He's not a bad manager.
Isn't he coming from Lazio or something?
I don't even know. But he's not a bad manager. But I doubt, I can't see this going the same way as like Unai Emery coming into Villa, where Villa all of a sudden became like such
You
a good
think it
team.
could be Emery coming into Arsenal?
Yeah, I think West Ham will keep going down at this point. And it's tough to say. Obviously, he's going to have this, like, there's going to be a transfer window and an end of season, so there will be a lot
Yeah.
of time for Lopetegui to work in his system.
That's also, I think, a lot of it is down to which players they can keep hold of. Because
Yeah.
I think once Moyes goes, I wouldn't blame a few players for going, like Jared Bowen even, just to think, you know what, bro, if I've got an opportunity to jump to Chelsea or
It's a fair point. A lot of those West Ham players aren't particularly young.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't young. So
these are their golden
Yeah,
years now.
a lot
Bowen
of
is
them-
playing his best football
they're
right
not
now.
going to stay at West Ham for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Bowen and shit. They're not going to be here for the next 5 years.
Antonio maybe, just because he's already like 31, 32
Yeah.
or something, bro. Just go out at West Ham.
But it's a fair point in seeing that there might be some people who leave alongside Moyes.
Yeah.
But in the position West Ham are in, they do look very promising. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't think that it's a if anything I'd be excited. There may be a blip in the beginning, but I still think that it's something to look forward to as any West Ham fan. You know, you are tired of the football you've seen, so at the very least you're gonna get change there.
And speaking of tired of the football you've seen, PSG are out of the Champions League. They got knocked out, lost 2 games to Dortmund, both of them by 1-0.
The fairy tale continues.
And then in the first game, Hummels man of the match. In the second game, Hummels scores the goal.
Man of the match.
Yeah, I'm so happy for Dortmund, dude. I'm so happy for Royce. I'm so happy for
Royce,
for
dude.
Hummels, and also fuck PSG. I could name off every single PSG player and literally say stuff you, bro. Stuff you, Vitinha. Stuff you, Donnarumma.
Gonzalo Ramos.
Fuck yeah, stuff you, Gonzalo
Oh yeah, you
Ramos.
hated him
I
since
hated
he
him
took
for
Ronaldo
Portugal.
shine.
But yeah, I think there is nothing I like more than seeing PSG fail once again.
It's insane. I didn't realize. I don't know if it's actual fact, but either Luis Enrique or the one of the higher ups at PSG was saying that it's a long-term project and they've currently got the youngest team in Europe. I'm not sure if they actually have the youngest team in Europe. So it's obviously they're PSG. You can never count them out. But
No, and
I'm kind of with Ethan in the sense of it's good to see them not ever.
Even in this game, though, they hit the post like 3-4 times. So
Yep.
you could argue
Kylian Mbappe had some very uncharacteristic slips.
you could argue that they were just
were
extremely
cursed.
unlucky. They
were
were
cursed,
they were
bro.
genuinely like cursed.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, yeah.
But I mean, shit. This is like Logan said in the intro. This is the fairy tale, dude.
This is the fairy tale.
Fuck Klopp, dude. This
If
is
Royce
this is what
goes
it's all
out,
about.
if Royce finally gets not only a trophy with Dortmund, but like the trophy, bro. If he gets a Champions League with Dortmund before he leaves there, then that's the fairy tale complete, bro.
And did you see in the post game interview there was like one of the reporters asked Mbappe like who he wants to win now between
That face he
That
pulled,
face he
bro.
made.
That face he pulled is going to be such a good meme.
And again,
Oh.
we
Stupid question, by the
No,
way.
it's-
I think a
it's
lot
a-
of
it's a
these
bit of a
journalists
shithousery
are
question, yeah.
just like, really, bro.
But we did point, Logan and I did mention last, there is a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie.
And that reminded you.
So Mbappe, if you're looking for something to do,
it's R-rated.
hit up the production
So
team.
you can just go ham on it, bro.
Yeah, but it's always nice to see a team like PSG with so much money
Suffer.
just lose. Like,
Because that's
always
everyone
nice to see
knows
that.
they're always spending
Yeah.
for that trophy.
Literally for this.
You're not spending it for the League One trophy.
No,
You're
the Uber
spending
Eats League.
No, isn't it
The McDonald's
the
League.
McDonald's League from
Even
next
better.
year? Well, we got like 2 more games left of Uber Eats League, bro.
Damn.
This is history, guys. We all gotta watch these last games. Nah, I think PSG going out is Mbappe is going.
Yes.
This absolutely confirms
Yeah,
it, bro.
I think so too.
So yeah, I think next season everyone's gonna cuck when they're playing against Real Madrid, because if they get their hands on Mbappe and some other star, I see they're busy negotiating with some Argentinian wonder kid now from River Plate, and this kid sounds like he's also a talent. Yeah, the Real Madrid dominance really is going to be in full effect, bro. But you predict an all-German final, yeah?
I am predicting an all-German final. And on Dortmund, I just want to touch on my boy Sancho.
Yep, of course.
Sancho made it into the Champions League final in the same week that United lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace. Like, in his eyes, I don't think shit could have worked out any better.
You couldn't write it any better.
I mean, shout out to Sabitzer as well. We loaned him, we let him go. He's in the Champions League final.
And wasn't he just there? He was at United last season.
Yeah, he was
so
at
you
United
got
last
2
season.
players who were at United just last season, both coming back to Wembley without United, bro.
But I did tell Logan, I do think Bayern's going to win it. Or not,
Beat Madrid.
maybe not necessarily win it, but I do
No,
think,
Royce is Dortmund's gonna win.
Yeah, I do think they'll beat Madrid though. There's no way, like, Bayern have been so terrible in the league. I can only hope that they've been kind of waiting for this moment. And I hope they're going to take advantage of it. Because they actually did look very decent in that first leg. I think that in the 3-3.
It's no surprise they beat Arsenal, you know.
Well, listen, I'm not going to go
It's
that
no
far.
surprise at all.
Arsenal should be winning the
No
league.
surprise at all that they beat Arsenal.
But I will say, I do believe, for some reason, I know it's at Santiago Bernabéu.
Yeah.
And obviously, everybody is expecting Madrid to win it. Every single person is expecting Madrid to win it.
But you think that Bayern...
I just get the vibe
That's football heritage,
that
bro.
Bayern will somehow find a way. I don't think it's going to be nice. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
But I think they're all going to beat Madrid. I'm going to say like 2-1, dude. I think they beat Madrid tonight. The game is tonight. As we film this, the game is tonight.
If they beat Madrid, does Mbappe go there next season?
Oh, yeah.
That's Mbappe just going, nah, bro, I can't
Imagine
join
he
them."
goes to Bayern.
On Real Madrid winning it, though, I just want to say, if Ancelotti wins another Champions League, then only Real Madrid will have more Champions League wins than him as an individual. That is insane.
He's the Don, dude. He's Don
absolutely insane, bro. I also saw Luka Modric broke some record that Cristiano held. I think he's like he has the most appearances for Real Madrid now.
Oh, that makes sense.
Some shit like that, which is insane.
That makes sense.
Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, bro. If they win this Champions League, they each have like 5 Champions League. It's
hectic.
That's whoever wins between Bayern and Madrid.
And what a year for Toni Kroos as well. He's back in the Germany squad. He's in the final now for the Madrid.
Dude, there's a lot of fairy tales going on. But the Royce one for me, that is...
What do you think though? Who wins Madrid Bayern tonight?
I'm backing Madrid, bro.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm backing Madrid a little bit also because of the Arsenal result with Bayern. So I would... But again, I kind of want Bayern to go through just because I think Dortmund are more likely to beat Bayern in a final than they are to beat Madrid.
100%. Yeah. I
So
think
for the sake of the fairy
point.
tale, I'm going to say Bayern go through. And then Madrid can have the next 6.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But let Royce get his one. I think, you know what? 2-1? I'll go with 2-1.
2-1?
I'll go with 2-1, bro. I'll go with... What's the aggregate currently?
I think it's 3-3.
No?
Yeah, I think it's 3-3.
That first game was a cracker, bro.
No, it was a cracker. It genuinely was a cracker. Like,
gosh,
it's so 50-50.
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Bayern.
Hey, you heard it here first. Bayern's going to the final.
All German final.
And then in the Premier League, let's just touch on some of the games. We did have Chelsea beat West Ham 5-0.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, West Ham lost 5-0. And Chelsea have been very good, eh? Like
Without
since
Enzo.
Jan, if we started the league in Jan, which unfortunately it didn't, they would be third on the log, which is really fucking good.
Yeah.
They've won 9 of their last 11 with 1 draw and 1 L. They actually look pretty fucking deep. Like for a while, I've been praising Pochettino pretty much since the start of the season. They were my dark horse. I've said Pochettino is a good manager, especially like when it comes to. I watched him do a can't remember what YouTube channel it was, but he did a channel where he was like some like soccer YouTube channel, but he was like critiquing the way these dudes were like playing, and he seems like such a fun, light-hearted dude. He must get along super well with these youngsters because he seems like the type of person who would, and he seems like he's perfect for the role. So yeah, I'm happy to see that Chelsea are finally doing something. Obviously, didn't mention no Enzo. Obviously, he's been out with a hernia.
And they've been winning without him, bro.
Are they better without him?
Yeah, but again, you know my stance on Enzo.
Yeah, you just don't like Enzo.
No, it's not that I don't like him. I've said from the jump that he is a decent player. That's it. I don't think that he was worth anywhere near what Chelsea paid for him, and I think that he's absolutely overrated after an overhyped World Cup season. That's it. Genuine.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to James Rodriguez. He had one good Euros or one good World Cup, sorry. Everyone thought he was the next best thing, and after that, this boy could never emulate what we saw at the World Cup. And I think Enzo is just going to be another case of that, bro.
It's so tough because look, I don't even wanna. I think he was actually pretty good last season. I think this season, if we do consider that he did play with a fucking like hernia for how long?
Obviously I may be wrong.
Yes.
I could be wrong. I 100% could be wrong. And I'm not against being proven wrong. I don't want to see myself. I don't want to see him prove me wrong. But I just don't think that he is the guy that Chelsea think that they bought, bro. I think Caicedo is more likely to end up like making up what they spent for him than Enzo is before they leave the club.
They did pay more for Caicedo, didn't they?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I honestly think at the end of Caicedo's Chelsea career, you could probably say we got a £120 million play out of him. Enzo,
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna go, makes sense that we spent what we spent on him, bro.
That's so tough, bro. He was so good in the World
When
Cup.
you know what, I don't think it's a coincidence. When you look at that list, I'm sure you've seen the list before of the top 5 most expensive players in the league and how effective they actually were. Declan Rice is genuinely the only one, and Jack Grealish, I'd say, eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
But the players that go for those big fees, this is why I'm against those big fees, bro. I think it's very hard for a player to just not get affected by it. And I think, again, this is a hernia as well. So if he has been playing with a hernia, then fair play. I haven't been judging this man fairly yet. I haven't seen him
And
play
again, like I said,
100%
I think
fit.
he was very impressive last season. I actually think
You were impressed by
I
him
actually think last season if he had another season like last season, I think he would have.
And he won the young player of the tournament for the World
Yeah.
Cup. So obviously, I'm not saying there's not a player there. I just think that he is not worth what. I think he had a purple patch World Cup, and I think this is not the first time that we'll have seen a player star at an international tournament and then go on to just be average, bro.
Look, it could happen. Obviously, he's not going to play until the end of the season. So the team.
I mean, that's good. The way Chelsea are right now, you
they look
let
good.
him. Don't rush him back now for 1 or 2 games before the end of it.
We've seen Poch start, I guess, with Enzo out. We've seen Poch start inverting the fullback. So we've seen Cucurella come more into the mid, and he's been very good.
I don't know, bro. The last few times I've seen Cucurella, I've just been a little bit. Maybe the Arsenal game is still just really imprinting on me.
I think so.
But yeah, I don't know. Cucurella is also that's such a player that I'm just like, he's so average, bro.
He is average, but
He's just average.
in the system that they've kind of got going now with the inverted thing.
Works.
Obviously, with Enzo out, I think there's a lot more space for Gallagher to go up more. So everything opens up in the back. So Cucurella has space to come in. I think he is good in that position. I have always liked Cucurella. I'm gonna be honest.
I know you have. I liked him much more at Brighton. I'm not gonna lie. When he was
exactly.
at Brighton, I was very open to Arsenal
Yeah.
signing him. When Chelsea announced that, I was annoyed. But he's just never looked like what he looked like at Brighton. And I
Yes.
suppose Chelsea in general have been struggling. Maybe
Exactly.
Cucurella in the Chelsea team that's confident and playing well.
That's exactly what you'll have to look at. It's not like Cucurella's been the only shit player.
Yeah.
Basically, that whole Chelsea team has been shit.
For sure.
So I think a change in the
Except
system.
for Thiago Silva.
Yeah, Thiago Silva. What a player. I think a change in the system. I think it helps.
Yeah.
I think it helps Cucurella, but I think it helps the team as well.
Nico Jackson's really hitting form now.
Nico Jackson has more goals than Darwin Núñez and Havertz.
Yeah, that's true. That was very undercover.
Yeah.
I think everyone was so busy laughing at the guy that you forget all those tap-ins actually just added up.
He's
bro.
got 22 goal involvement, 16 goals and 6 assists.
What, no penalties, eh?
Yeah, no penalties.
It's
Honestly,
a solid debut season.
a very good debut season. Like, we've clowned on this dude for a long time.
Also puts into perspective just how leaky Chelsea have been at the back.
No, they've been terrible.
Because that amount of goals, you'd think that they'd be doing more than fighting for a Conference League place or Europa League. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But look, Nico Jackson deserves the praise. He's actually not too far off from Isak statistically. and Isak is being touted as the best fucking.
I think it's because Isak still has the best goals to shots ratio in the league or something like that. But yeah, the fact that Nico Jackson's not far behind, bro.
I would agree that Nico Jackson is actually better than both Havertz and Darwin Núñez.
Well, yeah, I mean, Havertz is a midfielder playing as a striker, or who's chopping and changing, and Nico Jackson is a striker, isn't it?
Yes,
he's a striker, and again, he's similar to Darwin Núñez in his just with better finishing.
Yes,
because Darwin Núñez gets in such good positions, he just doesn't put it away.
I also like I've mentioned this to you. I think Nico Jackson could do. He can play a ball, bro. Like he can pass.
you like it. But even that, I think Darwin Núñez is decent with the pass. Of Nico, definitely better. But that's why I think Nico Jackson is almost like what Liverpool thought they were getting with Darwin.
Yeah.
Where you're getting this chaos player who's very talented on the ball, off the ball, only he's better at finishing, bro.
And it took him a while. You see Darwin delete all the Liverpool pictures and stuff.
Because Liverpool fans
are turning
ridiculous.
On him. Yeah, no, they are ridiculous. But let's be honest, he deserves it. The amount of chances he gets, the amount of games he gets, he should be putting away a lot more than
this is again where another one of my problems with transfer fees comes in. Because
they paid a lot of money.
I think if they spend 60 mil on him, Liverpool fans are going, what a season. Because numbers wise, it's a decent season.
It's decent.
It's a decent season.
But also, with the eye test, you watch the game, you look at the positions he's in, he should be scoring a fuck ton more.
I guess this is similar to when I couldn't understand why United fans hated Lukaku, because I was just looking at the numbers. And I was just like, that's your top goal scorer.
Yes.
What do you mean you want him out? But
it's about the eye
test. If he's not scoring goals, same with Rashford now, if he's not scoring the goals, he's not doing anything noteworthy for the team.
And again, even last season, on paper, Rashford was incredible. But again, if you watched United play last season, the eye test,
on paper,
he was
probably pushing for the golden boot at some point, you know what I mean?
But yeah, Nico Jackson is a good player. He's young, he's inconsistent.
I've definitely been a bit harsh with the criticism.
But
I
think a lot of people
that's why I think it was so undercover, bro. It's also easy to look at where Chelsea are on the table and just assume that no one is putting up numbers aside from Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
genuinely.
It is very easy to assume that. But yeah, Chelsea looks like they will have Europa next season. I've told you this before. I think they are going to finish ahead of United. I've been telling you this for
and that was
weeks.
Even before United's loss.
Exactly. I've been saying this for weeks now. And the reason I could say this is because looking at them, you can see one team is actually like moving, Chelsea, and United is going backwards. So I could see this happening. Even as shit a season as Chelsea is. United is having a much worse season.
Finally, on Chelsea, do we think? I mean, you've said it before. Cole Palmer signing of the season. You've mentioned that you definitely could see it happening.
Yeah, I will still say Cole Palmer.
I've been very against it up until this point, but you can't argue with what that dude's doing.
No, you can't. Especially in such a, like you said, shit Chelsea team.
I've been super adamant that I think that a signing of the season should be... Declan Rice for me. I think a signing of the season should absolutely be someone that carries a team to a trophy or at least pushes for a title. But even so, bro, like I said, everything has been put into perspective with just how leaky Chelsea have been at the back. And if Chelsea had a reliable defense this season with Cole Palmer's goals...
Dude, imagine.
No one would have stood a chance this season, bro. I actually honestly believe that Cole Palmer definitely deserves it now.
I think so too.
And I hate to say it because of the fact that he's had so many penalties to do it. But I'd be a hypocrite when I think Bruno won signing of the season before. What I will give to Bruno's credit more so than Cole Palmer is that Bruno joined in Jan. And the fact that Bruno ended the season with as many goals and assists as he did from Jan was the most ludicrous thing I'd seen in Premier League football in years, bro. So Cole Palmer, at his age, he genuinely carried Chelsea.
I think without him, Chelsea would be like
relegation.
In the relegation fight. Yeah, like the Cole Palmer, Cole Kiki Palmer, without a doubt, is signing of the season. There's no question about it.
I just do something about the face. That's it.
Speaking of face, we got Liverpool. They beat Spurs 4-2. It could have been more.
Should have been more.
It really probably should have been more.
If Darwin Núñez was playing like Nico Jackson.
Has Ange been found out?
I don't think Ange has been
we've
found
seen
out.
Spurs completely tail off at the end of the season.
You know what? I think if similar to what we were saying about Kukureya, if you put him in a team with confident players and a system that works and everything, he could turn out to be a proper player.
Ange?
No. I'm not not Ange. I just mean more in the sense of this Spurs team. That whole backline, this is their first time in the Prem.
It's a good backline, though.
It's a good backline, but it's their first time in the Prem, and they've had to deal with a lot of ups and downs. They're very young. I think just as much as you will allow
I don't think Spurs' backline is the issue. I think their mid and attack is the issue.
No, true, but I think it all works in harmony. Like
Van der Ven has honestly been Spurs player of the season.
He's been brilliant.
Romero has been so good.
Look, the whole backline.
Pedro Porro has been so good. Udogie has been so good.
Pedro Porro has been out injured quite a lot this season.
Not a lot.
Same with Destiny Udogie.
Not a lot. Udogie's injured now. It hasn't been a lot, bro.
But he's missed. I think they've missed enough games to rock the boat at key moments in the season. Is all.
Yes.
Son is getting old. Son's also picked up a unlike characteristic injury this season. When he came back from the Asian Cup, he hasn't looked the same.
He hasn't looked the same.
He hasn't looked. There's a few players who haven't looked the same since they came back. So I honestly believe. I don't think Ange has been found out. I don't think Ange's players are fresh, and I don't think that mentally they are. Like, first time in the Prem, I can only imagine how stressful that shit is. No matter how much you've kept your shit together for like 30 games of the season, then those last 8 are where people have to adapt to this type of thing. Maybe this is just more so than Ange being found out. It's more so the players realizing, shit, we've got some work to do if you want to stay consistent in this league.
I guess, but
it's obviously just a possibility.
I cannot look past the fact that Ange has been found out. He plays way too open, way too attacking. You got 3 defenders at the back. That's his choice.
That is his choice.
And again, like you mentioned, it was working at the start of the season. But that's again because teams have been able to take time and learn how he plays.
Yeah,
and
we
now,
saw it with Haaland.
And we've seen Ange admit he's not going to change the way he plays, no matter who they play. That he's not
so
going
as
to
an
change.
opponent, you can effectively prepare.
Exactly, and that's why we've seen teams like Liverpool and Arsenal and should do so well against them because they are an open book. They are, you know what they're going to do, and you know they're not going to change it because that's just how Ange plays. And again, it's fun when your team's winning, but when you're playing against teams who are...
And you see why you're losing
Yes, you have to be able to adapt. I'm sorry, in the Premier League...
I'll say that, yeah. I think Ange has been found out for his stubbornness to adapt. I think if you know that you are limited in what you've got players-wise, then change how you play. Every now and then, you can go back to that. You can go back to your usual style when you're playing against teams that you do fully feel comfortable. Yo, we got this.
But you can't play that way against Liverpool and against Arsenal, because even the Arsenal game, I know they came back and it ended 3-2. Yes. But Arsenal in that first half were 3-0 up. That game could have ended like 6-7-0. David Raya made a mistake.
Even both of those goals we gifted them.
Arsenal did. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan now. Arsenal did literally gift them that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can go back a couple of weeks ago. They lost 4-0 to Newcastle. Like, Tottenham are not looking good at all, bro. And I think a large part of that is on Ange. I think the players are good. I think their mid. When I look at their mid, that's where I see the weakness. I don't think a mid with Bentancur, Højbjerg, Saw, fucking Kulusevski.
Saw is young. I'll give Saw the benefit of the doubt. He's young,
but I mean that's not a particularly impressive.
No,
I'm gonna be honest.
When you literally compare it to the rival clubs,
exactly,
literally any of the other clubs midfield threes,
it's not even close. And I like
Madison. Madison is solid.
Madison has been okay.
Kulusevski, since he's moved to the centre, he's also looked good. But still,
again, what the fuck is Kulusevski?
Kulusevski's better out wide for me, bro.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. But I mean, is he making it in any other top 4 team? No.
I think literally like 2 seasons ago, yes, or last season, yes, because he looked real exciting. But now this season, everybody had. I mean, even Son. Son wouldn't get in there. Maybe.
No, Son would. He definitely
would.
But another, like, it doesn't help that also Vicario's weakness has been completely found out.
Near post.
He's not very commanding in the box. So we've seen, like in the Arsenal game, we literally saw Ben White pull off his glove.
Yeah.
when he is in that situation where they crowd him, they put pressure on him, they back him up.
He gets overwhelmed.
He gets overwhelmed a bit. And again, it's sad because up until a certain point,
goalkeeper.
Such a good goalkeeper, bro. Shot stopping wise, honestly.
You apologize to the man on this show,
dude. Up until a couple of weeks ago, I thought he was this player of the signing of the season. I literally thought he was the signing of the season. It doesn't help though that he doesn't, like, in those situations. Like I remember watching Rio Ferdinand and stuff. In those situations, you need a defender there to back him up.
Yeah.
You need a big defender to stand in between him and the player.
Yeah.
You can't. They keep letting these, and I think Everton did it as well. They keep letting these teams when it's a set piece and stuff, and obviously Arsenal are so good.
They let Vicario
get bullied. And
Ben White's sole purpose in that instance is to mess with the keeper.
And Vicario isn't a particularly big dude, so if you put 2 or 3 defenders on him, they will crowd him out.
But that's why I say, like, yeah, they're still a bit green to the league, but I understand what you're saying. It should. That's like common sense defending there, where it goes without saying you protected your goalkeeper.
It's fucking coaching, bro.
Yep. And
teams prepare for this. You make plans for this. There's a reason Arsenal set piece coach is so famous now. You all should have planned for this.
Yep.
And then speaking of Arsenal, though, they did beat Bournemouth 3-0.
Business as usual.
I just wanted that penalty was weak, bro. That Kai Havertz penalty where he drags his foot.
Oh, yeah, I'm not arguing that it was weak, but
That
a
was
pen's a
weak.
pen. You're not going to hear
A
me
pen
argue
is,
about
a pen
it.
is a pen, yeah.
I think Bournemouth were really hard done by. Their goal should have counted.
Yes, their goals, yeah.
I don't think it would have changed the result at all. It would have been no more than a consolation. It just would have delayed Raya getting the Golden Glove officially. But that we got lucky there, I guess, in that we kept the clean sheet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Havertz penalty super soft. Also, just smart play by Havertz.
No, it is. If a keeper's going to ground like that,
It's annoying.
A player
It's
is
so
going
annoying.
to.
I'd be screaming
I would also
if it
be
happened
fucking
to
screaming.
against my team. But at the
Dude.
same time, rules are the rules, and if
Yeah,
you can
there
work
is
the
contact.
rules, bro.
Even if he made the contact happen,
Yep.
it is contact.
Yep. And in general, Kai Havertz had such a good game again.
He
bro.
did, yeah. He's had a very good
He
season.
was voted Arsenal's Player of the Month for April, second time of the season that he's won our Player of the Month. He's been such a signing. And you know something that I was thinking? Obviously, famously, I wasn't going to say infamously, but famously, we signed Spurs captain, and Spurs captain ended up winning us a league in Sol Campbell, right?
Yeah.
So naturally, Spurs, I feel like they kind of helped us win the league that season. This season, it may be Chelsea, because if we win the league this season, Kai Havertz is absolutely going to go down as an Arsenal legend immediately,
Well,
because of how much he's played a part in the season, bro.
Ironically enough, it could be Spurs again, because if Spurs beat Man
It could
City,
be Spurs
yeah.
too, bro. It could be a mix of both, bro, like in general. But no, Kai Havertz, I think, has been sensational since signing. Trossard's form currently is unmatched. I don't understand what has got...
I think it's easy to say that this season Arsenal's best players have been Trossard and Havertz.
and Odegaard.
Yeah, and Odegaard obviously, but I think Trossard, I think people expected Odegaard to do so well. I don't think anyone could have expected Trossard and Havertz to.
Because Odegaard had another season where when you look at every season,
It's consistent.
he's gone up and up and up and up and up.
That's even why I wouldn't say Saka's the best, because we expect Saka to be
Fair
at a
enough.
certain level.
Saka and Odegaard, but yeah, Trossard's a squad player.
Trossard's, and he's a
effectively-
rotation squad player,
yeah.
dude, and he's
And
literally,
him and Havertz have effectively benched Jesus and Martinelli.
who were two of the most promising players in this Arsenal team last season.
Dude.
No, and I mean, even you look at Trossard in the Champions League was also good.
His Champions League form was fantastic, bro. First season in the Champions League.
Trossard has genuinely been a diamond in the rough for that team,
Yeah.
bro. Like
And at
he
26
deserves way more time with that team. He deserves to be starting over Martinelli. With the form they're in, he deserves to be
And that's
playing.
why I got to shout out Arteta. He doesn't play favorites.
Yeah.
The one thing you can never accuse him of
Except
is
Saka.
playing favorites. Not even with Saka, because Saka's still the best performing right winger we'll have in the team.
Yeah, but
And even in, like we had said now.
But he got it when he went through a patch of
He did go through a patch, but as long as he's on the pitch, you can kind of guarantee that there's three players taken out the equation because they're just on him, whether he's actually a threat in the game or not. And I felt bad also. You saw in the Bournemouth game the gash that he had on his shin.
Yeah, I did see
And
that.
the ref did nothing about it. In the training pictures that came out yesterday, he's got that leg very much wrapped up. But it's not the first time. This happens to him all the time. Every time he plays, he gets kicked. I remember Steven Gerrard still told him not to complain because he's got metal rods in his hips and he's still fine. So that's the game, bruh.
Yeah, that is the game. Flair players are going to get kicked.
Yep. And I won't hold it against him. I think he's done so much for the club that he warrants a grace period of underperforming. Obviously, it's not ideal, but I'm not gonna get one person that I am worried about is Martinelli. Because
Yeah,
while Saka hasn't
he
looked
hasn't
the
looked-
same,
yeah.
Martinelli has looked genuinely bad.
Yeah, he's looked bad.
It hasn't even been like, oh, he just needs to. He looks switched off, like scared almost, bro.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know what he's doing on the ball anymore.
But look, I don't know. Maybe Martinelli is not the type of player where if there's competition for his position, he
This
rises
is the
to it.
first time that he's really had some with Trossard.
Because I think if he had the comfort that Saka has on the right wing, where no matter how you play, you're going to start and you're
Yeah.
going to probably play the full 90, I think that helps you mentally at ease.
True.
So I think if Martinelli did have a little more certainty in that, he may be better. But you do have to kind of fight for competition, rise to the and play. And Martinelli has not done any of that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously before his injury, looked good again.
Yeah, he
he
looked
was having a very good season, and then
Yeah.
the injury happened, and in the injury, Trossard found his form. So maybe it is a mental thing. He is obviously still 20 also, so this could just be he's young, and give him the preseason, and he comes back completely refreshed, rebooted next season.
I will say, though, that Jesus should be gone.
Not gone, but definitely not starting.
Not starting at all.
Not starting.
Not starting
I'm
at
not.
all.
There have been rumors already that there's certain clubs looking to sign Jesus. Arteta's outright said they're not looking to sell him. I agree.
No,
I
look,
think you keep Jesus.
Yes, I think you keep him as well, but he should not be starting at all.
No, you
With
can start certain games.
Yeah,
but,
with the form that Havertz is in and Trossard is in, he does not deserve a starting place in the front three.
Yeah. Definitely not. But he could be a viable option to rotate out with Saka from next season.
Yeah.
Think about using him more on the wing, because even in this season when he has made appearances out wide,
Yeah, I
fans have been
think
happy.
he's decent. I think he's the type of dude who's, for some reason, he does it like he's like a classic Arsenal player where they'd rather like pass the ball into the goal
Yeah.
than just shoot.
You know, the downside is, and this is another thing where I'm like, it's so easy for people to forget, is that, again, before his injury, phenomenal. Before his injury, that dude was literally putting up numbers,
but-
bro. Goals and assists, and then he got injured. And his biggest downfall is his availability.
But before
his
injury
was bad.
means nothing. That means absolutely
No,
nothing.
true, but
bro.
no, I think what it means is
It's about how you play right now.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, I think it means there's a play. Same with Enzo Fernandez. You know, he's got an injury, and we're giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying Jesus deserves the benefit of the doubt after what he's done at Arsenal last season. The Darwin Núñez versus Haaland comparison switched to Darwin Núñez versus Jesus, because that's
Yes.
how many goals he was scoring, and then he got injured again.
Yes.
So I think injuries are this guy's biggest freaking downfall. He got an assist now in the weekend against Bournemouth. Like, he's still putting up numbers. He's just barely ever available for it. And that's why I think keep him absolutely as a squad player. And he's good enough to start from time to time.
Yeah.
But if it's between him and Havertz right now, you will never argue against Havertz
Or
starting
between
up
him
front.
and Trossard. Never.
Or between him and Trossard, bro. Genuinely. Because, again, the form doesn't lie. I think if Jesus stays injury-free, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him start the next game or maybe the next two games, because Jesus against Man United earlier this season, when he sent the low fucking to who knows where.
He sent
Jesus
him-
loves
he sent
big
him
games,
down.
bro. He loves big games, and he loves playing against Man United, it looks like it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. You'll probably see Havertz go back to midfield maybe for this game. Or maybe Jesus starts ahead of Trossard, because while his form is good, Trossard still is beastly off the bench, bro. So either way, I think we have a good go of things going into the next game, but we will get onto that in the next episode. On this Bournemouth game, yeah, not too many complaints. I think
No.
it was, like I say, business. It was
business,
we just
yeah.
got the job done. It was
pure
the last
business.
time that we play before Man City before the season ends. So the last time we can put pressure on them, it didn't work this time. It absolutely didn't work this time. But 3 points, 3 goals, and yeah, happy Arsenal fans, bro.
Can't
We
complain.
move. We're still top of the league.
City, though, speaking of business, beat Wolves 5-1.
Erling
Golly.
Haaland beat Wolves.
Haaland's got 9 hat-tricks in 2 seasons. Did you see Keane double down on his comments there?
Yeah.
Because Haaland was kind of... when Haaland was taken off,
he was complaining.
complaining and shit. So Keane basically went on about, like, petulance.
Just looking for anything to
I
complain
think he's just
about
looking for
with this
anything.
guy, bro.
Since when do you like complain about a player wanting to play? You
Like,
know what I mean?
bro,
That is not the
A
thing.
player who's already on 4 goals, bro, and
Yeah.
you still like, and he still wants to stay on the pitch.
That's a
I
good
commend
thing.
that,
That's
bro.
that's a good thing.
I
Like,
commend
you
that.
should really want that from a player. Look, I think Keane's just a little buttered, bro. I think he just doesn't like Haaland, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I am very tired of the fucking Haaland slander, bro. Like, and obviously
unnecessary.
he's not the best striker in the world, but I'm telling you, bro, he's fucking close. Like,
It's hater talk, bro.
it is haters talk. People are saying like Isak's better than him. Watkins is no, bro.
That's just
Haaland-
preference.
That's just preference. Haaland is the best penalty box striker in the world. And again, people are gonna say, "Oh, he can't do this. He can't do this." Did you see his fucking header? The dude can do anything. The
Yeah.
dude. I don't think he necessarily does the link up play and shit because he's not asked to do that.
Exactly. It's
I-
literally only because the coach
Exactly.
doesn't want. You wasting. Like, it's almost like it's like I think which player was it who said? Is it Messi? I think when he's like, if I spend my time running, then
Yes.
I don't have the
I
energy
don't
for
have
when you
the-
need me.
Exactly.
Coaches probably see with Haaland, bro. Don't worry with that shit.
And we know Pep is so like. Pep has thought everything out. We know this.
He's a robot.
He's a robot. He has planned this team out to perfection.
Mm.
So he's having these players do one thing so that they can focus on one thing. And it's working. He's about to win the Golden Boot.
Again, back to back.
And even in a season where he hasn't been particularly good. Like, Haaland is unstoppable.
What's insane is how the 4 goals in that game, how it just shoots his tally up
All the way up,
because
yeah.
there's no like you can bet that Watkins and
Cole Palmer.
Solanke and Cole Palmer were like, yo, dude,
Yeah.
like we're so close,
We're so
and then
close.
it just takes one game. But
And again, that's how good he is. That's
Yep.
how good City is. A team that's not good, though, is Man United.
the other side of Manchester.
We lost to
What
Crystal
on
Palace
earth? Every time I
4-0.
looked at the TV, there was another goal to Palace, and I couldn't understand. But I didn't hear very many reactions from you. Are you numb to it at this point, or
No, look, I think I am a little bit numb to it, but also I don't really expect any more. Most of our players are injured. We have so many players playing out of position. I don't really expect United to do amazingly. I didn't expect us to lose 4-0. That's Crystal Palace made us look like a relegation team.
We gotta give props to Elise though.
I'll give props to Elise, Eze. I'll give props to Mateta. But yeah, look, there is absolutely no excuse. We lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace and they made us look like chumps, bro.
Casemiro, bro.
Again, I have to emphasize this isn't Ten Hag's fault.
I was gonna ask you actually. You said a few weeks ago.
There's not much else Ten Hag could have done. With the injuries we had, Johnny Evans was our only available centre back. Casemiro has been playing centre back and he's dog shit. Casemiro's had an absolutely terrible season. But yeah, this isn't his fault. These players have to go. Christian Eriksen, what the fuck is that dude doing?
Yeah, this has to be his last season in a United team.
Bro, and again, we can argue before he got injured, before fucking Andy Carroll scissor tackled him in that Reading game.
Decent.
He was good. He came back from injury, and ever since then, he's been absolutely awful. And again, just because he was good before injury, he's done. He's not going to come back. He is done.
He's had enough time on the pitch to find form again.
Yeah, Casemiro, he was our captain for this game, and honestly, the worst game I've ever seen Casemiro play.
Yeah.
There were a couple times where they scored off of just pushing him off the ball. Casemiro at one point had the ball, tried to run it out to the fucking corner flag and then kick it out, and they literally just pushed him off, took the ball, scored a goal.
Yeah, there were memes of Casemiro just letting the Crystal Palace players do whatever they wanted around him.
Much like Eriksen, he's done. He's done.
He's got to go to Saudi or something.
I think Carragher said it. Go to MLS, go to Saudi, do something. You're done.
Yeah.
No single player in this United team had a good game. Literally not a single player. We saw Mason Mount start for the first time ever. Dog shit. We saw him smiling before the game. Smiling for what? He looked
very eager.
Smiling for what?
And you guys conceded early, eh?
Yes, we conceded very early. It was one of those games where you could kind of, like I said, we conceded very early. I think it was like in the first 10, 15 minutes. Ever since that first goal, you could kind of see it was downhill. Like from the beginning, you could sometimes with United, you can just tell.
Even though 4-0 was unexpected, you expected that this wasn't going to be a good game.
No, not at all.
I just want to say, Onana.
Yes, let's get on to Onana. Onana easily could have saved 2 of those goals.
Gosh, bro. And the crossbar saved him from
another one. To get done in, I think it was Mateta's goal where he comes in from the side and just whacks it near post.
Yeah. I don't know how that went in at that angle, bro. You don't have to be the best keeper in the world to stop that from going in.
And again, I would like United fans who all said De Gea should leave to stand up. I'd like you all to stand up and acknowledge how fucking stupid you are.
You had a Golden Glove winner for a reason, yo.
Exactly. And
shot stopper.
And again, sure, a lot of that was because the defense is so good. But at least De Gea could do the fucking fundamentals, bro. At least you could save a couple shots. What the fuck is playing out from the back done for us?
Yeah,
can you tell me?
You don't have to be a team that plays out from the back, bro.
And everyone said, no, Onana's going to change the team. Yeah, he's changed the team. He's made us worse. We literally had a Golden Glove winning keeper, and y'all all said he had to leave.
World Cup winner also, isn't it? Didn't he? Wasn't he in the Spain squad that won the World Cup?
I don't think
I know he was hella young at the time.
I don't think so. But Onana's a fucking terrible goalkeeper. He can't do the basics, bro. We saw him rooted when a ball hit the post. We saw him fucking rooted.
I was stunned, bro. Why does he go down so early?
I don't know. I don't fucking know what
United should push for Ramsdale, in all honesty, bro.
Yeah, I would love Ramsdale. Genuinely, I would love Ramsdale. But yeah, Onana probably his worst game ever. He should have saved at least 2 of those goals.
Yep.
Look, it doesn't help that the defending was dog shit. Casemiro, the worst. Johnny Evans, I'll give a bit of leeway because I think he was pushed in a bit soon because of Maguire getting injured.
Any motherfucker that's 38 years old deserves any leeway.
And like he's still nursing a knee injury. He
shouldn't be in this team this season. Let's not forget that.
But also, he hasn't been our worst player this season.
Not at all.
He shouldn't have played. I don't think the plan was for him to play. It's just Maguire got injured like a day before, so I think they had to push.
And they're trying to nurse him back before the FA Cup final. So I don't think they're going to rush Maguire back for this last stupid... Like, your defense against Arsenal is going to be the most makeshift...
No, we're going to get smashed. We'll get into that next episode, but we're going to get smashed. There was absolutely no fire in this team without Bruno. Obviously, Mount started, no Bruno.
First game ever.
And again, first game ever he's missed.
Bruno's missed first club game.
First club game he's ever missed. Yeah,
Through injury.
And and he's like 30 years old now.
That is insane, bro.
Bruno is a complete workhorse, and that's why I've never been one to say get rid of Bruno, because he's one of the few players where you can actually see he kind of gives a shit.
Season
at least
after
he gives
season.
a shit.
Even though there are those games where I'll even be like, oh, look at this guy. He may not be the best captain, but you want him in your team.
He's much better than Casemiro, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, without Bruno, absolutely no fire. And you would expect the fire to come from some of the senior players. Eriksen, Casemiro. Rashid didn't play. Casemiro.
He didn't even come on.
No, he didn't. I think he might be injured as well. But you would expect that fire from some of the other senior players. There was absolutely nothing without Bruno.
Sure.
Without Bruno, this team is even worse than it is right now.
Højlund got a little bit unfairly. His goal was ruled out, eh?
Yeah, look,
I thought that was bullshit.
that is bullshit. We've seen in recent years, I mean, we mentioned Vicario, fucking Ben White literally pulled the glove off of Vicario, and that was nothing. We've seen Vicario get targeted a lot off set pieces where they do bully him and they do get shoulder to shoulder with him. That's exactly what happened here. The same thing happened
with like way less contact.
contact.
And all he had eyes on was the ball.
100% this should have been a goal. But let's be honest, even with this goal, we still lose 4-1. Like, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I'm going to be honest.
So that goal was already when you were 4-0 down.
No, we were 1-0 down. It would have been 1-1.
That's what I'm saying. That goal changes a lot, bro. I think if that goal happens,
maybe
all it does is it makes Crystal Palace rethink their approach a little bit, and it makes Man United reevaluate their chances a little bit. I just think goals change games whenever they scored. And when you make a game from 1-0 go 1-1, immediately again, it's anybody's game. Once you see that goal go in with the run that United's been on, and then the refs go, nah, it's ruled out, and you know it was for the most softest. It was such a bullshit call.
But let's be fucking real. You play for Man United. You've had one goal disallowed.
Fair enough, bro.
Don't lose your head now,
Fair
bro.
enough.
One goal isn't gonna make that much of a difference.
I still think.
And if it does make that much of a difference, you have the mentality of a 7-year-old. I'm sorry, you should not be playing for Man United if one goal being ruled out sets you off edge. I'm sorry.
That's how it should be, but United are not currently in a state of how things should be. Maybe the reality
get those players out then.
You've got players that need to be nurtured to that point.
Well, then let's get all of them out.
They need to be nurtured.
No, I'm not nurturing any more fucking players. Get them out.
I don't like these players. United is going to need seasons before they start to challenge.
Logan, we've had seasons.
Yeah, but you've also
Alex
had
Ferguson
managers.
has been gone for 10 plus years,
You've also
bro.
had managers. I'm saying you guys still haven't found the right guy.
None of these players have showed up for any of those managers.
In that time, you won the Europa League, to be fair. You won the Carabao Cup. You in the FA Cup final. Like, obviously, it's not good on the eye. All I'm saying is, and again, this may just be a different type of perspective, and just in the sense of, I think United have some young players, and the young players are being asked to carry this team when they shouldn't.
Yes,
and I wouldn't begrudge them for not being mentally prepared.
I don't have an issue with the young players, bro.
Oh, the senior players got to go.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
The senior players got to go.
Højlund is fine, Mainu is fine, Garnacho is fine. That's 3 players out of an 11-man team. You're gonna tell me those 3 players are the reason?
No, I'm not saying that much, but I'm like I said, those 3 players, or especially Garnacho, has been relied on a lot more than he should be relied on at his age and at this stage of his career.
Get half of these players out this fucking team.
At least half.
Keep Ten Hag, because at least he's been here long enough to see what's happening. Get half of these players out this team. We'll keep the youngsters. That's it. Honestly, I think in this game we should just play the under-18 squad. I think if we had played the under-18s, it would have been better.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no excuse for Crystal Palace to make us look like a literal relegation team.
Yeah.
There's fucking no excuse. Whether you want to blame VAR, whether you want to blame there's absolutely no fucking excuse. Again, though, we must give props to Palace. They look very good.
The new manager is having a whale of a time since he's come.
He's having a very good fucking time. Yeah, and
I
think
season started in Jan. Palace also look way better off.
I think he was the assistant coach to West Ham before this job. Yeah. So he's not a particularly high profile type of dude. But yeah, I think he's gotten Mateta.
The guy knows what he's doing.
He's gotten Mateta to have his best ever season. Obviously, Eze and Olise are firing on all cylinders. Yeah. If Palace are able to keep all these players, and this new manager is able to continue to build what he has here, this Palace team is going to be very good next season.
True, bro.
Very
shout
good
out
next
Roy
season.
Hodgson for stabilizing the ship.
Yeah, shout out Roy Hodgson. But obviously the talk is, there's so much talk that Olise is going to leave. I can't see them keeping these players.
No.
As much as I would like them to, I just can't see it happening.
If Olise does really have a release clause that's anywhere around 60 mil.
I can't see him staying. I really can't see him staying. But United, this was our worst game of the season. And again, I'm not putting I'm putting way more of the blame on the players than Ten Hag. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but these are players who have completely let down the team. They've let down the shirt.
I actually saw a breakdown here of the results under Ten Hag. And obviously now it's a 4-0 Brentford loss, 7-0 Liverpool, 6-3 City, 3-1 City, 3-1 Villa, 3-0 Sevilla, 3-1 Brighton, 3-2 Galatasaray, 4-3 Copenhagen, 3-0 New. I know you're saying you're not putting this on Ten Hag, but like it's so hard. If we can look at West Ham and say we can understand why the club would get rid of the manager, would you at least understand why the club get rid of Ten Hag right now?
No. Very different situations. With United, we've had 5-6 coaches come in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So clearly switching the coaches does fucking nothing. Because we've had literally...
You'd rather like better the devil you know.
No, not even just that, but we've had literally some of the best coaches in the world come to this team and still fail. So
Mourinho got to Europa League.
So why keep changing it? And also, listen, what are the options right now? Fucking Tuchel? Like, there are no options right now. So if we get rid of Ten Hag...
Then who comes in?
We will 100% get a worse manager.
Maybe I'll go for Amorim.
At least when we let go of Van Gaal, we had Mourinho to come in. Like at least when the other coaches left, even when Moyes left, we had Van Gaal to come in. At least when the other coaches left, there was a guaranteed person where you were like, yeah, bring him in.
So if Ten Hag takes another job, you think United is screwed?
Yeah, I think United are screwed even if Ten Hag stays. I think the only way United aren't screwed is if
Pep becomes available.
No, if we get it, I think the only way United stays is we get rid of half of these players, which I don't think is going to happen. But yeah, look, it's a very different situation to West Ham. The coaching wise, obviously yes, Ten Hag hasn't been amazing, but let's look at that first season. He finished third, very good season. Very good season.
It was overachieved.
This season we're probably going to finish like 8th, 9th. Underachieved. Again, though,
in the worst finish in United's history?
I don't know. But even in the context, we've had Arteta finish 8th at Arsenal. They let him stay. Look at where Arteta is now. I think finishing 8th isn't the nail in the coffin for Ten Hag. We have to give him more time. I think the nail in the coffin is if we get rid of him. Because then we're back to square one. Then we're back to having a new coach come in and be like, all right, I'm going to give these players a chance. And these players are going to fail him. So yeah, I can't really put the blame on Ten Hag. These players are
professional enough. They're professional enough to be doing way better than this.
They should be.
Way better than this.
But yeah, look, I think even in the context with the amount and also with the injuries that Ten Hag has had to deal with.
Don't help.
The most injuries in United history.
Yeah. It's no coincidence again. I don't think it's a coincidence that it coincides with these bad results.
No, it doesn't at all. And again, which is why I say this isn't Ten Hag's fault. None of this is Ten Hag's. Well, some of it is Ten Hag's fault. He obviously
bold.
He chose to sign Onana. He chose to sign Anthony. He chose to sign Mount. So a lot of this he has, but the way this team is playing, even with all the decisions he's made, they should be doing much better.
You can't. I say this often enough. United can create chances. Ten Hag can't make the players put them away, bro.
No, you can't.
But his style of football can lead to those chances being created. United have had chances to win a lot of games that they haven't won this season.
Yes,
and that's not on Ten Hag. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And then also, we will get into it in the next episode, but I am back at the top of the Fantasy Premier League table.
Yeah, you got how many points this week?
I got 102 this week. We will touch on that in the next episode, though, but yeah.
I just want to say, final thing, obviously, mathematically, there's a chance, but Liverpool completely played their way out of this title race now. Obviously, 6 points could do it. Anything can happen. If Liverpool somehow... end up winning this league, then I'm calling corruption.
It's absolutely not gonna happen.
If you see City and Arsenal somehow just drop points in all their remaining games, bro. But yeah, it was good while it lasted. Let us know who you think's eventually gonna take the trophy. Let us know what you guys think about Spurs past the Cogley situation. Let us know what you think about Poch. Let us know what you think about all that shit. Thank you for watching the show, and we'll catch you in the next one.